Yes, hello and welcome back. Sorry it's been a while, but I have been moving house. I am in a new house and we have the Nissan still. And yeah, today we are going to start chopping it up, ready for a tubular rear end. We're going to use some choppy, some fresh blades. Matty's kindly lent me his tube bender. So once we chop everything out, then we can start bending some tube and welding it on. So enjoy the journey. Right, so here all I was doing was getting any wires and the fuel lines out of the way, because the fuel lines run to the boot to the fuel cell. So we've took the fuel cell, the battery and everything out of the boot already, but the fuel lines are obviously still there. So I was just getting them out the way and taped up properly, so if there was any rogue sparks it's not going to cause any issues. For the first thing, we're going to take out the existing fuel cell holder, cage, whatever you want to call it. It was just a small bit of steel that I welded in just to temporarily hold the fuel cell in the boot until we started this process. So get that out the way, nice and easy. Then we can start going at the rear frame rails. So we started with the left one, and I've not done this before, so it was a bit of a learning curve. So I pretty much made a cut at the front of it and then cut out a little loop at the back end on the rear bumper type bit, and then just hacked it until it come out, but neatly. Welcome back. So yesterday, oh, that's a bit crappy lighting in here. There we go. Hey, hello. So yesterday the camera cut out, I believe. I think it ran out of battery, so I've recharged it today. We made some good progress yesterday. So we got one of the frame rails out and some of the old crappy fuel cell mounting. Yeah, so we're in a good place at the minute. So it's looking quite bare at the moment. So we need to cut this out nicely, or make it neater, should I say. We've got quite a nice cut around the arch, and then we need to chop all of this bit out, and then eventually when the other side's done as well, we'll get the over fenders off and give it a nice chop so it's all even along this back bit. So today's focus, getting this other side out. So fuel pipes are out the way, nicely tucked up, so I can go at hacking this side up now. So yeah, stay with us for the journey. So one side out, move on to the other. Now I've got a bit more of an idea of what I'm doing, so I know where I need to cut, how I need to cut, to make it as easy as possible to get this side frame rail out. So we're going to start by cutting at the very front of the frame rail, as you can see here. And then we're going to cut out a little circle at the rear, connecting it to the rear bumper, crash bar, frame structure, whatever you want to call it. Ah yes, so chopping away and my blade got stuck and snapped. So yes, not too bad. We've done quite a bit of cutting with one blade. It was quite bent up at one point as well, and I just bent it back. And again, learnt from that. So on this side, the further I got, I learnt how to not bend the blade up pretty much. So after the front's cut nicely and the rear's cut out, then we need to start cutting the side and the bit that connects to the arch. So that's what we're doing here. We're just making our way around to let the whole bit come out basically. And then we switch to the Dremel cutting disc. So we switch to the Dremel just because it gives us a bit more accuracy, plus obviously you need a start point to use the Sawzall. So you can use the Dremel to make a little hole and to get the Sawzall back in like what I'm doing now. And that's pretty much it. That's that side frame rail out as well. Nipped. Right, that's both rails out now. That one's out. So then we just need to trim everything up and make it look a bit prettier. And then we can start looking at ordering and measuring some tube. Wait. So this section we're just taking off. Well, we're taking off the number plate mount. So I had to just make something randomly because the rear bumper, the cutout that's in it for the number plate is a bit too big. So we just added a bit of steel and folded it up so the number plate fit nicely into the bumper. But obviously going tuber around we can rectify that down the line. So here we are just cutting out the rear structure. It doesn't need to be there. We will build onto that with tube. So trying to get as neat and as straight as possible with the cut, and that's us. Woo! Oh yes, that's better, isn't it? Look at that. All the space. Yeah, wait. So next job will be another day, I think, but over fenders off and then chop out all these rear pockets from here and then conjoin it up somehow to make it nice, but get rid of all this shite that's in the way. And then we'll get some plate from work, look at making these perfectly square and then plating the ends of them. Yeah, buddy, she's coming along. Look at that. What a sexy man. Winner. Loads of shite.